Our next witness is Captain Flagg Youngblood. He's an Army veteran deployed to Afghanistan in 2003 and 2004 as a member of the California Army National Guard. He has served as Director of Military Outreach for Young America's Foundation. He's a native of Nashville, Tennessee. Mr. Youngblood graduated from Yale University. Am I correct in all that?
Senator.
Thank you. Please.
Thank you. No, I will say, just for the record, that I actually did not serve in Afghanistan.
I'm sorry.
Was deployed to the California National Guard in command of a unit that oversaw security for Travis Air Force Base.
Thank you. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity today to give voice to the concerns many of our fellow citizens and veterans have regarding Elena Kagan's Supreme Court nomination. My father, who's a combat veteran from Vietnam, asked me to join the Army when I was 16. He said to me, "You owe it to your country. You don't have to make a career of it, but you should serve." As a college freshman in 1993, my daily walks by the War Memorial in the heart of Yale's campus made me question why learning the art of military leadership required a 65-mile drive to the University of Connecticut for ROTC. Never mind the gratuitous jabs when a tight schedule required wearing the uniform on Yale's campus. After an English instructor once remarked, "Flagg, you shouldn't wear that uniform to class. It's not conducive to learning," I decided I had to speak out and do something about a situation I didn't think was right. Trips to Washington, D.C. in the summers of 1994 and 1995, along with lots of work and help in between, gave rise to the passage of the ROTC Campus Access Act, better known today as part of the Solomon Amendment. I'm here today as a concerned citizen who cares deeply about the future of our constitutional republic. Having worked closely with the legislative team who crafted the original language of the Solomon Amendment, I can speak to legislative intent. The goal was simple: to renew institutional support for the military on campus. As the Supreme Court's unanimous ruling on the Solomon Amendment reflects, quote, "In order for a law school and its university to receive federal funding, the law school must offer military recruiters the same access to its campus and students that it provides to the non-military recruiter receiving the most favorable access." Claims that Dean Kagan acted adequately to comply with the Solomon Amendment are factually false for two primary reasons. First, Dean Kagan admitted to breaking the law in September 2005 in a letter she wrote to the Harvard Law School community. To abbreviate for clarity, quote, "Although the court's decision meant no injunction applied, I reinstated our policy. My hope in taking this action was that the department would choose not to enforce the Solomon Amendment." As the military has long known, hope is no method. In Dean Kagan's case, her hope demonstrates a total disregard for the rule of law. Second, separate but equal is, quite simply, not equal. Full-time students who act as part-time volunteers will never be able to compete with Harvard Law's paid full-time career services staff and the institutional might it brings to bear. As the 2005 letter from Harvard's Law School Veterans Association indicates, quote, "We possess neither the time nor the resources to routinely schedule campus rooms or advertise extensively for outside organizations, as is the norm for most recruiting events." To illustrate this point another way, imagine Dean Kagan owned a lunch counter. What she said to the military was, in effect, "Sure, you're welcome here, but would you be so kind as to use the back door by the garbage? We don't mind eating in the kitchen, do you?" To the all but 12% of Americans who hold unfavorable views of the military, most favorable access means, particularly in a post-9/11 environment, that Dean Kagan would have invited the military into every Harvard Law classroom each semester, personally introduced the recruiters, and encouraged every eligible young adult to take the oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. To defend the barriers Dean Kagan erected by saying the military recruiters didn't suffer or military recruiting didn't suffer completely misses the point. A consistent policy of institutional support, namely most favorable access as the Solomon Amendment demands, would have unquestionably increased the ranks of those interested in serving. Just imagine how many more of the school's 1,900 students would have answered the Defense Department's call if they were asked as routinely as they were by other employers. Barriers do indeed prevent all but the most committed from serving. I personally would not have joined the Army had my father not routinely encouraged me to do so. Dean Kagan's unlawful brand of segregation clearly estranged the students of Harvard Law School from the military. Dean Kagan's actions deemed the military not worthy so much as to gather up the crumbs under Harvard's table. And all during a time of war, after thousands of innocent Americans were brazenly murdered on our soil. All the Defense Department humbly requested was equal access. Neither Dean Kagan nor Harvard is above the law, even though both have acted as though they are. So what are the implications for Ms. Kagan's fidelity to the text of the Constitution and the laws and her ability to judge impartially, especially when she's presented with legal claims that do not suit her ideological tastes? What signals do her actions at Harvard Law School send? Dean Kagan's double-dealing betrays an unprincipled refusal to make these choices. Quite simply, it reflects a condescension towards American rule of law. A vote to confirm Ms. Kagan as a Supreme Court justice is a vote to harm the interests of our military, the American people who overwhelmingly support it, and not just now, but potentially for decades to come. Thank you.